All right, guys, what's going on? I'm Andrew, and I don't want to work anymore, so I trade the Nasdaq. And so I just want to take you through some of the price action here. Obviously, this is, well, not obviously, but this is the daily chart, and we've, obviously dropped down, and then we've been rallying ever since those April lows. But we have a significant price drop here, and so I want to go through my trade for today, and then also where I see the market going further now. So we'll zoom in here, and we'll just take into account what we have recently on the daily, and I am eyeing up basically this daily fair value gap. I'm gonna see if I can brighten this up. Actually, yeah, we'll make it that. We'll make it white. And so we got this one, and obviously we have one down here. So I think this actually makes up like a pretty big weekly fair value gap here. So we got these two here, and we can break down. Let's go to a 4 hour. And so on the 4 hour, obviously last Friday we had this crazy swing down, and then we rallied up like unbelievably, and that was with what was it, FOMC. We also had like Apple earnings in here, Google and Microsoft. So I've been trading the PO3, and this is basically textbook what's happening. And so we had this accumulation in here, and it was like a couple days worth. There's like 2 days worth of just sideways action, and then when the news came out, it dropped down and it took out everybody's buy stops or sell stops down here. It took out sell side and then just pushed up like crazy. So, and then we rolled over, and we rolled over hard, and we took out everybody. And with this low taken out on the upside, we are super bearish. And I was expecting a revisit back up into this 4 hour FEG here, and we didn't get it today. But if we break down even more to a 1 hour, there is this one right here, and we'll annotate that one. Yes, it was traded into, but I still gave it a chance to see what would happen there. And then we also got a 15-minute chart. Let's look at everything we have. So nothing on the, well, on the 15 minutes a little bit smaller. It's actually like right there. Okay, and then if we go on to a 1 minute, where is that high now? We'll remove this one. We'll have to zoom into, what day is this? Thursday, July 31st. Do we have any FEGs in here? We do have this really big one here, so we can make a new one to show that one. But we also have this guy in here, and there's also relatively equal highs. So let's stretch that out and see where it takes us. Does it give us anything to work with? Monday, Thursday, right there. So I didn't have this little one annotated, but I did have one higher up, which was this one. So I was hoping to get up into here, but I'll show you how the PO3 got me into a pretty nice trade today. And this is like a trade recap. and it's just more for me, but if you want to follow along with what the logic was, we'll have to go back just a little bit again and talk about this drop and what's setting up here. And this is basically ICT's 2022 model. And if I showed you, we'll take off these annotations here, but if you saw this as like a 1 minute chart or a 15-minute chart, you would know that price dropped, it took out a whole bunch of lows, including this one from July 16th, that we're going to come back up and revisit the top of the high, and then most likely breaking down lower. And seasonality wise, that's what I'm looking for. It's August now. We need to go down. August, September, October, not great trading months or for the market in general. So, and just like last summer, we made the high in July and then we broke down. So I expect us to get lower prices and work into these daily fair value gaps, so on and so forth. So this one for sure coming back down into here. So let's get back to the trade this morning, knowing that, so here's that accumulation and then the manipulation up, and then we're going to come down, which is also exactly what happened before it dropped. If we go on a 15-minute here on that Friday, 2 days of accumulation, we took out the sell. Well, before we dropped, we took out some buy side, and then we took out the sell side, and then we ripped higher and then took everybody out. So now revisiting back up into a premium, I expect us to go lower. So, and then coming into the morning, if we want to look, you know, even this 15-minute chart shows you clear consolidation in London. We'll throw on, oh, sorry, London manipulated higher and then we consolidated, but this is the manipulation up into that 1 minute fair value gap and then breaking lower. And let's see how I got that trade. So my model normally, what I'm looking for, I have the other ICT. This is a custom one that I have. So from 7 to 9, that is my model where I'm looking for a break above, and then I trade the first inversion fair value gap and target the lows. So if we zoom in a little bit closer, we can see here the market opens, we trade up and down, and then we shoot up. And I'm looking for this FEG right here. And sure enough, it gets inversed. And then I threw my tool on to go short, and I'm looking, and I got to put my stop up there. It's a 40-point stop for only 32 points. So the risk to reward wasn't here. So I just had to wait. And so, but since we took out this low, I figured we can go up higher and target this FEG up here. So I went for a long after we inversed this fair value gap, and I don't know if I was in profit or not, but we ended up consolidating in here, and I closed out the trade at break even, and it did shoot up higher. Actually, I think I was looking for a short back into this first presented fair value gap, and we did not start to break down immediately, so I closed the trade out and it shot right up. Would have stopped me out, no big deal. But then we had this run up into the 1 minute FEG, and we did not get a closure in there, and we had another FEG right here that I didn't actually realize was there. It was very hard to see when I was actually trading this morning, but no, I did see that one, but there was also a couple up here in the 15 second. So it dropped down, also inversing this one. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. The inversion right here. I wasn't too worried about this one up there, but we inversed this bullish fair value gap right on this candle, and then I waited for this candle to close, and it traded up, and then I was trying to hope that we can get into this FEG up there, but I was happy with an entry right above this candle right here. So that's where I took my short. I think on this white candle right there. Stop loss at the high, and then I targeted, what was I looking for? I think, well, let's check. It's on my other chart here on the micro. So I got a 23,518, which was right in here. I can't remember why I picked that level. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I was just looking for these lows here. I wanted midnight. We also wanted London. And I wanted these relatively equal lows, but the 114 points was good enough for me. And oh, I remember it started to push up here. I think I closed, no, this one here. I closed out right here because it started to climb up on me and I got worried. So anyway, I was going to work. Sorry, where's the, yeah. So 114 points right there. So pretty nice trade. Was happy with that. Wish I coulda, woulda, shoulda, you know, but maybe next time if I put 2 contracts on, then maybe I would have taken a partial there, took it to break even, and then targeted maybe, you know, these relatively equal lows in Asia, or even just midnight opening price. But that's how I came up with we're going lower. I saw the resistance up here with these FEGs on the higher time frame, and then this accumulation and manipulation and distribution downwards. So I'm always looking for the power 3. That is my model. I've been using it, you know, consistently now since like the beginning of June or mid-June, and it's how I've finally found some consistency and profitability. And that's that. So I believe we're going to be breaking down more and more here for the rest of the month. I think we might test this high one more time. Maybe we'll come down and, you know, whoops, there we go. Maybe we'll just consolidate in here again for a little bit more, and then break above this today's high one more time into this FEG here, something like that, and then break lower. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then for the rest of the year, right, if this is January, we can go, you know, something like this down into September, come back up, back down in October. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, you get the gist, and then make higher highs for the end of the year. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But opinion, not advice. nothing more than that. That's kind of just what I'm looking for. Some choppy action through the rest of August, lower prices in September and October, and then the recovery into the end of the year and all-time highs once more. We could also, if things get bad, come back down here. I am also watching this, and there's a weekly FEG in this area, so not out of the question either. Maybe something like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I stream every day. Come by and say hello.